guards to ensure that they complement whatever the conventional security are doing. So today, we have to inaugurate about 500 personnel of the community volunteer guards who will work. They are not a parallel security outfit from the federal government, but they are a complementary security outfit that will support the conventional security apparatus of Nigeria to ensure that we secure our land. We cannot continue in this manner. You have also heard that Abuja, where the seat of government in Nigeria is under siege. Benue State is under siege. We cannot continue to just play around and allow them to continue. We are equal to the tax. And today we are sending a message that Benue State is ready to confront the Fulanis from Niger, from Mali, from Senegal, from Mauritania, from Libya, from Cameroon, who wants to take over Nigeria as their land. We are going to stop it. We did it in 2004, and we are going to do it again.
Yes, let me find out this from you. You don't have what you call the Benue State Livestock Guard, which is to implement the open grazing prohibition law. What is the job description of these guards?
We already have that now, and they are implementing it. We have prosecuted and already convicted over 400 Fulani herdsmen who have besieged the state. We have impounded over 25,000 heads of cattle. Those who pay fine, we release it to them. And those who did not pay, we were able to auction those cattle. That is what the law says. And so this is another phase of ensuring that we secure our land. We are ready to go with them. I'm ready to go to war with those people who have volunteered. These people are not going to be paid. Those volunteer guards, they are community people who are farmers, who are civil servants, who are traders, who have decided that, look, enough is enough. We cannot continue. We must secure our land. And so I want to assure you that I'm involved, my government is involved, and everybody in Benue State is involved, and that is why you see all the traditional rulers here, all the stakeholders in Benue State, the civil servants are here today, and we are ready to wage war against this evil that is coming against us. Other states can do it, but we stand strong, and we are committed, and we are ready to spill the last pint of our blood to ensure the security for lives and property in Benue State. Nobody will take us away.
Your Excellency, many have been afraid about state police, given the fact that you can't guarantee what each and individual chief executive will do. What are the measures indigenes can take to be sure that these people won't take laws into their hands but do the job they are called to do?
I want to assure you that this is not about partisan politics. This is about securing the lives and property of our people. And so what we're doing is for APC, is for PDP, is for ABGA, is for Labour Party, is for all the political parties. It's about our people. That is what we are saying. We have put partisan aside. We are not talking about partisan politics. We are talking about how can we live. Because if we don't secure the land, we cannot play any form of politics in this country, in the Benue State. And so we are committed to ensuring that. You will hear me during my address to the people. I will tell them that, look, they are not a conventional security outfit, but they are to complement, they are to support, they are to work and ensure that the security apparatus of the state is secured and well monitored. They have no right to prosecute. They have no right to go and jail anyone. They have no right to go and punish anyone. But they have the right to provide intelligent gathering and provide security for our people. So that is all that we stand for, but they will support. And if any security man does something that is wrong, they will report to me. They will report to the government, and government will take proactive steps to ensure that does not continue.
Thank you very much. You have heard from the governor. This guard is not formed for the use for political purpose, but to address insecurity that bedevils communities in Benue State. And as such, the inauguration today will tell how much this is. From Makodi here, we continue with the normal live broadcast.
And now he retires from the brief encounter with the press. He will now take the saluting dice for the national salute. We are talking about the reviewing officer for this parade, His Excellency Dr. Samuel Uriah Ortom. May we all rise. Wow. May we all rise. The parade commander, Master Warrant Officer Samuel Ali, retired, marching forward to take permission from the reviewing officer of the parade, His Excellency Dr. Samuel Uriah Ortom, after which the inspection of the parade will take place. Permission has been granted. His Excellency will now march along to review the parade. Please, we want to request all the media people, the press, please, do not be moving along with His Excellency as they go. Please, we have live coverage of this event by media houses. We don't want you all to be choking around. Let's be very orderly, please, and coordinated. You are not expected to follow His Excellency into the parade, please.
Please, those of you using handsets, please, retire to your seat, please. Photographers, please. Tayami Anakayani, Governor of Benue. One of the Nangi Shoja Eve Sembrera. Heme. The cover one of Shinya Nangi, one of do gown a saw. Of the man again, she will Nangan parade. One to say Zandu. Avenue Yona. Shachu Nanchivi. I want to look. Right, Honorable Bem Zandu, welcome.
The reviewing officer is reviewing the parade. And the man who is the speaker for the people of Makudi and Guma Federal Constituency at the Green Chambers of the National Assembly, Honorable Bem Mzondo Benjamin, looks on as His Excellency is reviewing the parade properly. Meanwhile, the Deputy Speaker of the Benue State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Chris Adaji, also admiring the happenings that is taking place today.
Nange elo machina shoja bayame zanom kuboma bagen pe bagen bahe uma shira elo nango ye trentivia lo fazwa bute yunga na ke ngoha mamezeve jake achu ana oda ave machina yon left yo ngwa kuja Kue jao ma, kue jao kanguha, kue jao ma, kue jao ma, babawe shame vo baba. Ah, banangen kuala higen do nagen kusije.
Kamaluhe, Maranga Portado, Yogawe, Yogayevis, Yamanga. Shaking to move back in the police now, Bawe, Waraya, Vigilante, Waraka Montayo, Momoya, Vigilante, Kura. need to note is the fact that His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Benue State, had made sure that the entire international community around the globe has first-hand feel of what is happening in Benue by giving very wide coverage to this event. Leading media houses are giving live coverage here today. Arise TV, Channels TV, AIT, TVC, Nigerian Television Authority, the Benue Television, as well as Radio Benue, which is the mother radio station, giving transmissions to the Brothers FM, Harvest FM, and all other radio FM stations that are hooked up to give coverage for this program. Indeed, Benue is giving to the world happenings here in Benue Live. These are frantic efforts and then steps taken by His Excellency to make sure that indeed the entire nooks and crannies of the state is being policed properly. By this commissioning here today, the Benue State Vigilante Community Volunteer Guard will be giving support to the various military and paramilitary agencies that have been saddled with the responsibility of protecting lives and properties around the state. This is a loud initiative, and we indeed commend His Excellency Governor Samuel Ortom. The world you are invited to see. For someone who has been crying for many years now, is also showing to the world his personal and frantic moves in order that to curb the excesses of all the killings that have been taking place in the state. Now the General Parade Commander will still march on and take permission. Please, may we have it silent. What's about to take place now is the moving from ranks to ranks. And what they are doing right now is taking dressing from one another so as to have it very orderly. Having taken this dressing, you will see there will be a move in review order by the parade. Let's have a round of applause. It has been very well. There will be a demonstration by the Benue State Community Volunteer Guard by the Riot Squad. Get ready. We'd like to request His Excellency to please take his seat. Thank you very much. And now going to take his seat to also watch the rest of the display. Let us now take a look and see how prepared the men and officers of the Benue State Community Volunteer Guard has been prepared. This is a turn for the Chief Instructor Supo Danlami Yuzuru of Mopoteti, Benue State, who have been putting the officers and men through the training. It's your turn. Supo. The display by the squad unit, the riot squad. It's your time now. It is worthy to note that this squad, known as the riot squad, has been trained to handle situations such as civil unrest, riots, and the rest. These are the special forces of the Community Volunteer Guard. They have been specially drilled for this purpose. They go to the field, they march there, fearlessly dislodge all the dislodgeables, disregard all the rubber moves, and counterbalance all the balances. And for now, they have been trained and they are making use of only mock arms. But soon after this commissioning, all other available ammunition that has been legally approved by the law establishing them will be put to use. And I want to let you know that this arm of the vigilante have been ruggedly trained by one of Nigeria's finest rugged instructor, Supo Danlami Yuzuru, and they have been trained to combat anything. Fearlessly they attack. Brutally they leave their trains. And so, this is to send signals to whoever thinks he's a tout, to whoever thinks he's a destroyer, to whoever thinks he's a terrorist, to whoever thinks he's a bandit, to whoever thinks he's anything, so long as you are carrying that weapon illegally, this squad is going to dislodge you. They have all the morals. Their moral is high. Somebody, what do you say?
Thank you very much, MC Develop. For Chayam Waga. Kayanene Fire Yomba, Kayomba, Tessive. Odelune Payme Wichi, Uluel and Koime Lachi, Yomba, Be Wehe. Inave itiesen shachu kwa
part of the program that the Community Volunteer Guard is supposed to ensure is the Back to Farm integration program of the Benue State government. And I have joining me this morning a right activist who have been working with displaced persons, children of malnutrition, Mrs. Josephine Haber, to talk about how would this help boost food production, engage the people, and return food to our table. Talk to us, what does this program signify for you as an NGO, a social worker, and how would this address the problem in Benue?
For me, just watching the parade brings hope to Benue. and to Nigeria as a nation. And I say this because I know that Benue people have been displaced and their ancestral homes have been taken, and so they're not able to go back to farm. It's not a Benue problem. It's hunger for the nation. Now, this brings hope to us because the food basket of the world, I'm bringing in Nigeria, even as a nation, was taken away, was all destroyed. Now, with this parade that I just saw, I see that the giant of food production in Nigeria is back because the IDP, if their communities are manned well, I expect that they're going back to their farms. And so it will not just benefit the Benue people, but it will also benefit Nigeria as a nation and even West Africa in extension. And so for me, it's a wonderful development. It's a great development. The food basket, like I said earlier, in Nigeria has been scattered, but now it's being put together. We're sewing it again back by this period. Thank you very much.
All right, you've heard from Josephine, you can go. The question of food production can be addressed now, given the fact that security will be guaranteed for the community. What the government is not doing is the introduction of distribution of farm seeds, improved seeds, fertilizer, and farm machinery. And to talk to us about this is the Special Advisor on Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, who is handling this aspect of the backward integration of farming. Just 1 month ago, you distributed inputs ranging from a wide range of agricultural produce. Just how is that intended to address this problem?
Well, we are seeing this as, like I keep saying, is a synergy between the local governments and the state. Not long ago, we distributed improved seeds in terms of maize, in terms of cassava stems, and so many other stuff. Now, it is expected that these people are going to guarantee security for these people to go to farm. I keep saying that we do not have a farmer header clash. We have certain people, probably headers, or people procured by headers to eliminate people in our villages. And we are hoping that these people that the governor has set up, who, just like the name signifies, are volunteer guards, they are going to secure these farmers, and we're expecting from the product of what we are seeing here today, there certainly will be a bumper harvest. This is going to stem the tide of insecurity in our place. What we are doing here is to collaborate with the mainstream security. We are not in any way taking their place. It is to assist the mainstream security because they have been doing a wonderful job, but they are short in personnel. And these people are going to be a fantastic addition to what we have on ground. And like I said earlier, with these people on ground and with what His Excellency has done in distribution of free improved seeds to farmers, we should have a bumper harvest this year.
Last year, you had the governor subsidizing 60% of tractors to farmers. How have that been put to use, given the backward integration program?
Well, we have seen a lot of improvement because before the governor came, there was nowhere to hire tractors. But as it is now, all the local government they have a tractor. It is just for the local government chairman for people to apply to use a tractor, and it has been helpful. We have gradually seen an improvement of harvest in Benue State, coupled with the fact that we are just coming back from where 2 days are given as holidays for farmers to go home and cultivate. It just ended last week, and with that, we have received very encouraging information from the hinterland.
Thank you very much for that update. We will bring you more updates from the sectors as they pertain to what is going on here in Benue today. Thank you.
The demonstration by the Unarmed Combat Squad.
Develop. Shall we give them a round of applause, please? They have done well, giving us assurance that we have people there that are ready for any eventuality.
The squad marching forward, Your Excellency, is the squad known as the Unarmed Combat Squad. Amongst them are women. And Your Excellency, by their training, they can unarm anyone, either with any type of weapon, guns, knives, or anything. Don't underrate them, particularly the women amongst them.
Well, I'd like to inform you that what is going on here today, the inauguration of the Benue State Community Volunteer Guard, has a ripple effect on a very wide range of sector in the state, which we are going to be discussing topic after topic, sector by sector, because the program on backward integration and agricultural back-to-farm issue has a lot to do with value chain development. And one of such is the provision of power to rural communities to be able to mini-refine their farm produce and store. And to discuss that with me is the Commissioner for Rural Development, Mr. Engineer Victor Okaha. Just how much has your work in the area of provision of electricity to communities impacted agricultural practices, production and storage, marketing for our people?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. What is happening here today in Benue State is a very informed action by the governor of Benue State. The security situation in the nation has been very adverse for a number of years. And it's only correct that having assessed the security situation, the governor has moved in to put in mitigative measures that will allow the people of Benue State to participate in productive activities in Benue State. As a Commissioner of Rural Development, the security situation in the state has created a lot of difficulties for our activities. One of which is this issue of providing electricity for rural dwellers. We have had to bring electricity to rural dwellers at higher cost because of the fact that we have needed to build in security protection in our projects. The teams that have been going out to do rural electrification projects have had need of security escort, standby security in providing the projects that we have carried on. The governor of Benue State, in the years that he has provided stewardship for the people of Benue, has done a lot in rural electrification. There have been several electricity projects that have been commissioned by the state government. We have projects like the Abwa to Nyamato project, on which we have done about 5 stations to provide electricity in that area. There is a private hospital in that area which is being provided with electricity due to this project. We also have other electricity projects like the reflection board of Joajakumo Road through Yaiko to Api, where we have provided electricity in that environment, and the area has opened up the provision of electricity to the people. They are also using this electricity to process farm produce. We also have access to communication so that they can talk with marketers. It has also improved our security architecture in the area. We have the electrification project from Bajemba to Tseakahena on the Nasarawa Benue border. The provision of electricity in this area, which is predominantly agrarian, has also provided impetus for farmers in that area to process their agro produce and add value to the things that they are planting, has also enhanced communication and brought about providing the necessary atmosphere for communication, which has aided surveillance and provided security information for government security agencies in providing intervention and response when there is need to do that.
Let me find out from you. With this provided guard security you have today, just how much will your job of delivering electricity to rural community improve?
Like I've told you in my preamble, my contractors have needed to have escort and also to provide standby security when they are doing their work. With the coming on board of these volunteer guards, we will not need to pay that much, but we will latch onto the services that these guards are going to provide in their local government, and this will bring down the cost of providing electricity projects and even rural roads when we do them.
You have heard so much. We'd expect that the cost of providing rural electrification will come down because security will be guaranteed at the community level, and as such, farmers would have access in processing their cassava, their yams, and all that, and turn them to finished products for more value in the system.
Pulling at both ends of the rope, and each group gingerly an advantage from the position.
Well, there you see members of the Benue State Community Volunteer Guard during the passing out parade holding at the IBB Square in Makurdi, the Benue State capital. It's been a lot of activities, as you can see. They're getting set for another tug of war, essentially a show of strength, just to show how well they have been able to, gather the strength, the agility, they will need to perform their job on the field. So there goes a tug of war, and as I said, it's a show of strength. In total, there are 500 of them passing out today. Batch 1, it is said, you can feel the sheer strength being marshaled by the men there. It looks like the group on the right has won this one, clearly. Essentially 500 of them passing out today, and this was established really under the Community Volunteer Guards Law of 2000 of Benue State. And then the guards expected, who are volunteers by the way, expected to be armed with legal weapons to assist conventional security agencies curb crime in all parts of this state. Clearly lots of energy, and the reception has been quite interesting as well. And we've had different people speaking with our correspondent Pius Angbo there in Benue State from what this will do to agriculture in the state. Benue is a food basket of the nation, and security is vital to agriculture, from planting to harvesting to processing and eventually ensuring it gets to the market, the whole value chain essentially. There you see another one, a show of, I imagine this is a show of agility, a show of strength, how well you can go through tough terrain. And he's passed the test, testament to perhaps just how much training they have had in the past few weeks, which they've been in camp. But back to just how this will then improve on the economy of the state. We've also heard from rural electrification program, how security is needed to ensure some of these electricity installations are done for the farmers, for the rural dwellers. So this again is meant to help in providing electricity to the rural areas, to the farmers especially, who need electricity for processing, for storage, and all of that. So for the people of Benue, for people who have business to do in Benue, for the residents, for the government, this is a big deal. The Benue State Community Volunteer Guards. It's BSCVG for short, or just CVG for short. And it'll be interesting to see just how well this will be implemented and how this will reach across people in the state. Don't forget, they've been chosen from the 23 local government areas of Benue State. So we'll take you back to listen in as the passing out parade of Batch 1 of Benue State Community Volunteer Guards.
Well, you just heard from the Commissioner for Rural Development that health facilities in rural communities are now beginning to benefit from the rural identification project going on. And to tie it back to that aspect, I have the Commissioner for Health and Human Services to talk about the sector and how this relates and affects Benue people and their well-being. Honorable Commissioner, talk to us how you think your interventions in the area of health and this event can better the economy, life, and well-being of our people.
Yeah, thank you very much, Pius. I want to appreciate you for this interview. I want to thank His Excellency for the giant strides he has taken boldly in health sector. Firstly, when he came on board, there was this stagnation of medical students over 12 years because of lack of accreditation at the Benue State University. And that has been done. Today, we have graduated 372 medical doctors of Benue extraction from the Benue State University. And he has also established by law from the Benue State House of Assembly the mandate to promote Benue State Insurance Scheme and Primary Health Care Development Agency in Benue State. All those agencies have taken off, and ESs, that is executive secretaries, have been appointed to saddle the affairs of these agencies. I want to thank you very immensely that there is a lot of renovation going on in the health sector. When I came on board 2 years ago, we have renovated the Benue State Secretariat, Ministry of Health and Human Services. We have renovated the Primary Health Care Board. We have renovated the State Insurance Agency. And if you go to primary health care, we have gone ahead and established the 2 primary health care, 42 primary health cares in Benue State. And we have renovated them, and they are in action today. Again, we have started also renovations of general hospitals in Benue State. Work is ongoing. Over 50% of the work has been done at General Hospital Kasinala, General Hospital Boko, General Hospital Okoga, General Hospital Obagaji, and Naka respectively. And then we have also almost completed the molecular center for testing of COVID-19, Ebola, Lassa fever, and treatment. And if you go to the teaching hospital, we have awarded contract and paid over 60% for installation of MRI, that is magnetic resonance imaging. And we have also purchased 2 dialysis machines, one for Lassa fever management and one for the general population. Hitherto, before now, people will be transported to Erua. That is about 12 hours drive from Benue State to Erua. And most of these patients doesn't come back alive. Today we have a dialysis center for that purpose. And yes, and again, we have renovated the Central Medical Store. We have built and renovated the Central Medical Store. And it's there. We have a cold room that have stored vaccines worth 3 billion naira in Benue State. And there's what is called Medical Residency Training Fund Act 2017. Benue State government was the first state government to domesticate that law in the whole country. And today we have paid 2021 and we have approved 2022. If you notice that resident doctors across the country has given 2 weeks for industrial disharmony. And Benue State is top on the game. We are paid, and we are the first state in the whole country to pay 2017 and 2022. So in the health sector, we are doing very well. I want to thank His Excellency for his enablement to doing that. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.
Unprohibited
we are getting there.
Legally. To build a dependable and formidable quasi-professional force capable of assisting in stemming insecurity in our communities, the Executive Governor of Benue State graciously approved a 2-week capacity building program to expose the personnel of the community volunteer guards to some basic paramilitary training. The 2-week training program commenced on Wednesday, 29th June 2022 and ended on the 12th of July 2022 with the first batch of 500 trainees selected from selected by local government chairmen and their chiefs across the 23 local government areas of the state, including the state capital. Resource personnel were drawn from various paramilitary formations in Benue State to train the selected personnel in various aspects, such as physical training, anti-riot drills, unarmed combat, practical weapons handling, radio communication skills, intelligence acquisition and dissemination, and the protection of national and state critical infrastructure, amongst others. The guards are to work in collaboration with other conventional law enforcement agencies to complement their efforts in the fight against insecurity and criminality, and to provide timely intelligence and effective responses to all security threats within our communities, especially in the rural areas. Your Excellency, Today we are witnessing the passing out parade of the first batch of trained volunteer guard personnel, which marks the official end of training and commencement of operations of the new community volunteer guards in Benue State. Your Excellency, I am therefore greatly honored to present to you a brand new crop of volunteer guards capable of assisting in defending Benue State citizens from security threats emanating from the rural communities. At this juncture, let me use this opportunity to thank the Executive Governor of Benue State, His Excellency Dr. Samuel Ortom, for his untiring efforts and commitments to the security of the state and all its citizens and inhabitants. Thank you. I thank the State House of Assembly for enacting the enabling laws. I congratulate the trainees for successfully undergoing the rigors of the training. I charge you, the trainees, to remain disciplined at all times, as any act of indiscipline reported will attract very severe disciplinary measures, not excluding outright dismissal. I also want to thank the host community and particularly the proprietor of the College of Education, Ibayongo, for hosting us during the entire training. My special appreciation also goes to the Benue State Commissioner of Police, the Director of State Services, the Commandant, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, and the Commanding Officer, 72 Special Forces Battalion, for their encouragement, their advices, and provision of facilities, instructors, and contributions in many other ways towards the success of this training. I want to thank you all, and God bless you for honoring this invitation. Thank you all, and God bless.
That has been the special.
All right, we have issues on urban renewal and opening of access roads to different layouts in Makodi, Otukpo, and Boko. And to join me talk about this ongoing project, completed project, is the Commissioner for Works, Energy and Transport, Mr. Judo Ngwa, who will bring up to speed on what that sector is delivering. Talk to us about what you have done in these sectors and how has it added value to road and usage.
Thank you very much.
I can say without missing words that the Governor of Ortom-led administration has done well in the area of infrastructure. A number of roads have been opened within the metropolis and outside the metropolis. Time may not permit me to mention all of them, but we have done a lot. You can see in Boko, we have so many streets that have been completed and so many that are ongoing. The same thing in Otukpo and its environs. As you can see, within Makodi Metropolis, the NKC Yina Joja Kumewe has been completed. The Federal Locals Bambam has been completed. Gabriel Swamda's customary road to Joja Kumewe has also been completed, and a number of them have been completed, all to asphaltic level. And we're optimistic that before the end of this administration, much will be done in that regard. Thank you very much.
When you look at the entire judges' quarters, drainages have been dug, earth filling has been done. Are we moving to asphalting of those roads, or what is happening in that place right now? Any moment from now, a whole lot of those projects will be asphalted completely. Just in a few days now. I'm in touch with the contractors, and they've been fully funded, and before you know it, all those roads will be asphalted to completion. Thank you very much. The police mobile barrack road down to welfare quarters was one project awarded to address gully erosion, flood, and channelization to fix the problem there. And the government has said it is doing asphalting on that road. Where are we with the contract funding, delivery, and fulfillment of that almost 50 kilometers of road?
The road transcends from mobile barracks to Api. I can tell you that the portion between Yako and Sepo has been fully asphalted. What is remaining is just a little portion of the road, but I'm in talk with the contractors. His Excellency has fully mobilized them, and I can tell you that in no distant time, the road will be completed, and in very good time. What is ongoing at the ministry that you want to add to this conversation? I want to say that under my watch, we have ensured that standards are being complied. As a matter of fact, His Excellency is an apostle of due process. We have ensured that due process is following the word of contracts, and we have also supervised religiously to make sure that contractors do not cut corners. And that is what we stand for. Thank you very much.
All right. You saw the report with the issues of urban road in the state. They're quite detailed with drainages because Benue is actually plagued with flooding because it's on a floodplain, and they are dealing with issues of erosion control, water channelization, and the canal that actually silts water to River Benue have been opened. So we have really addressed issues about flooding in Benue, as it were.
We have a governor that have foresight. Whenever he raised an objection about certain things, most people that don't have foresight, they will go against it. But in no distance time, people will come behind and start copying what he has done. So the world has owned this governor a token of appreciation for what has been doing so far to protect this part of the world known as Nigeria. Your Excellency, it is true that you may have some problems, but at all generations, there's always Judas. So the Judas will also go down in the memory lane as the wicked people that allow themselves to be conspirators against his people. And the punishment is perpetual death by the entire family. Today, I want to appeal to the conventional security that we are not here for a joke. Time without number will have an impression. And at most time, the impression is cultivated to be true, that they are colluded and they have compromised at a certain level to make things very difficult for us. For them to exonerate themselves, they have to cooperate with this outfit to ensure that they defend our people and provide security for the local communities. Anything short of that, we will look at them as conflicts and we will not take it for granted. Last but not the least, we want to appeal that our support is going to be 100% unflinching and undivided to this outfit. The Benue youth will support them and provide security, provide intelligence, and provide the required information so that they can act. We will supply them with all the requirements. I want to... so that is our position. Let it be on record that I'm speaking here on behalf of all the youth socio-cultural organizations in Benue State, and our stand is firm. We have a 100% support, analog and undiluted support for this outfit, and we will continue to support you as we promise you that as you do well, we appreciate you, and the Almighty God will also appreciate you abundantly in Jesus' name.
Thank you very much. That has been a wonderful speech from the president of the TV Youth Organization.
Who spoke on behalf of all the socio-cultural youth bodies in Benue State.
Thank you. Your Excellency, at this point, permit me to invite the President General of Ortom, who is also speaking.
Well, part of the program here is also to showcase the works that have been done from urban housing and housing development, and to do this explanation, detailed discussion on this is the Commissioner for Housing and Urban Development, Chief Ekpe Ogbo. Talk to us about projects from the Totif Palace to the Aparaku House to the Deputy Governor's Office, and just how much have you done to transform the lives and living standard in Makadi and Benue State at large?
Well, Angbo, thank you. We've done so much. We give glory to God Almighty and kudos to His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Benue State, our amiable Governor Samuel Ortom, who has consciously made moves, practical moves, to ensure that the infrastructural deficit in Benue State is addressed. We have done much in that area, not minding the projects which we have done. Basically, like you mentioned some of them, the Totif Palace, which we supervise the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, It's an edifice to behold. You will agree with me that His Excellency consciously invested into that because he is conscious that that will also improve the rating of the traditional institution, which of course you agree with me, that the Ochilomas Palace too, this, of course, we are working on, and by His grace, He has promised that He will also commission the Ochilomas Palace before the end of this tenure. Work there there's tremendous progress that has been recorded, and we believe that very soon it will be done. Of course, these two projects, you agree with me that they are very meaningful as far as the traditional institution is concerned in Benue State. We've also transformed the government house, which of course is the facelift and remodeling of government house. There is a governor's lodge, to be precise, and the Peraku Lodge, which has been completed and awaiting commissioning. Very soon it will be commissioned. That will accommodate almost 28 guests, and that will also meaningfully reduce the amount that is being paid when, each time we receive guests, we lodge them in hotels. So it's a conscious effort also to reduce costs in terms of hosting our guests. And also, we've worked even on giving facilities to secondary schools. We did a lot in Alede, the government model secondary school. We gave it a facelift. His Excellency consciously also gave us the support to do that. Of course, the school, right from its existence, have not enjoyed security in terms of perimeter fence. We built new structures, renovated old ones, and then made provision for laboratories. We're able to put together science labs, physics labs, and also we're able to also equip the home economic department. And the new deputy governor's office also, that also has been completed, and we are even working now on the aeration control, which very soon also will be completed. We've also worked on the police posts, just to beef up police security. We renovated police posts at the industrial layout and fire service station. All this was done consciously to also encourage investors to come into Benue State. We also worked on Mama Abayo. Of course, that also caters for the disabled, the physically challenged, and the Benji's project too, which of course, before now, they've been occupying a rented apartment, and His Excellency consciously completed the structure which has been abandoned by Lobby Bank years back, the defunct Lobby Bank, and that structure has been completed and currently is being occupied except for a few touches, which I am also very sure that before the expiration of this tenure, all other outstanding works will be completed. Consciously also, His Excellency provided a new structure at the correctional services here in Makurdi, which of course is one of the most outstanding structures that you can find here, because this of course will also discongest, the size, the congestion, the inmates have been complaining. Of course, a visit there will convince you that that also was very meaningful. The Skill Acquisition Center, Makurdi, and also you are aware that the BIPC, in conjunction with us, were embarking on construction of mass housing, which will also address the housing deficit in the state, which will discongest the house, which will address the issue of housing deficit in Benue State. So that also has been done consciously. And then to crown it all, the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, since its establishment in 2011, for the first time, we have been able to acquire an office, courtesy of His Excellency, courtesy of this administration, and we have moved from the rented apartment, which to
to me, housing, I jokingly reminded His Excellency that Ministry of Housing and Urban Development cannot be staying in a rented apartment. And graciously, that was granted. So we now have our own.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Let us rejoin the rest of the program. You have done so much explaining this to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Kabua wasi utibje ne kwa alon koha wachi first class chiefs now Jimin Chief Ichiro Kujime. Again, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, we now waste time. We invite the international award-winning troops, 2 minutes.
Adologo ye shimaga ope tutake la chiangi giga dologo ye shimaga mbe uwaywa tesi oywaye kwa bozulu menaso yo no mbaguta kuka myenge ma otom yenge jemba bago. Hey! Hey! Nyantu me have no. Nyantu me nyove. Nyamave nyantu me kenzozo.
1 million out-of-school children as a result of lack of adequate educational facilities, as well as destruction of over 1,000 public schools by the herdsmen. And the Ortom administration went to work. As we speak, almost 3,000 blocks of classrooms have been completed, fully furnished with seats, desks, computers and all that. And I have with me the special advisor to the governor on media and publicity to talk more about these deliverables. Welcome on this program. Just how much you think education, basic education has changed in Benue?
Thank you very much. The policy of Governor Samuel Ortom on education is to make tertiary education strong, secondary education stronger, and primary education strongest. And he has lived up to that promise. That is why you made reference to basic education. In the last 7 years, 6 years plus, Governor Ortom has invested heavily in education, especially at the primary school level, because that is the cradle. That is why it all starts. If you get primary education fixed, you have a better society. So that is why he has collaborated with UBEC, as Universal Basic Education, to construct over 1,000 school projects across the 23 local government areas of the state, and provided thousands of desks, customized desks and chairs for the school pupils, because before now you saw that some of those schools didn't have good furniture. So this administration has taken care of that, and more is being done. Our secondary schools have been, renovated, and in many cases, new blocks provided, and furniture provided as well, and more is being done. And attention is also being given to our tertiary institutions. Benue State University is receiving adequate care. The staff of that university are on first-line charge. What do I mean by that? Their salaries are not delayed. Once money comes in, the governor gives express directive, pay the staff of the university, so that our students will not be roaming the streets. And recently he converted the Akura Oshi College of Agriculture, Yande, to a polytechnic, as well as the Alfred Akawe Tokula College of Advanced and Professional Studies to a polytechnic. and he has merged the technical school in Benue State University with the special science school, which is in North Bank. He has merged them to become a technical college to provide technical education to our youths. Because where the world is going now is that if you don't have a trade, then you will not be employable. So this administration is very keen to seeing that Benue youths have technical education, vocational education, and not just read and study degrees without trade. So that's what the government is doing, to give background, technical background to our youths to grow, so that when they go to the university, they would have had already some trade to do.
Let me ask you this. What would you say is your Ortom legacy for Benue from projects to human capital development?
It's wonderful. And that is why he has given attention to capital investment. He has invested in human capital. Training of our staff is being done frequently. And if you look at between 2018 and now, until April, the government was paying salaries every month from January 2018 to now. That is investing, that is making sure that our human capital, our labor force is motivated to do what they are doing, to do what the job they are given to do. So Governor Ortom has interest, he has priority, he places premium on human capital development.
Thank you very much. I'd like to have a security expert to talk to us about what is going on here today, because he has been in the trenches talking about the safety of people from the northeast to the north central and every other part of Nigeria. So Terence, make clear for me what would I expect after this operation today.
Well, first of all, I'm very elated with what I'm seeing here today because it means that the Security Council of Benue is thinking ahead of everybody within the country, because this volunteer guard is going to be a very fundamental tool of developing intelligence from our grassroots, and which is the most important thing at the moment, because the government spaces that we have within our country are already occupied by these elements. And so this effort is going to go a long way in developing intelligence for us. And so we commend His Excellency for giving this thing to the people of Benue. And also we urge other state governments to also queue in so that we can be able to interface the intelligence within our country.
Fathers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me start by thanking the Almighty God for the opportunity to share in this historic solemn milestone of the passing out of first batch of the Benue Community Volunteer Guards. I congratulate these pioneer volunteer guards and their commanders for completing their rigorous training in readiness for the mission to help secure our communities. I commend our State House of Assembly, the local government council, traditional rulers, religious leaders, and all stakeholders that have contributed to making the dream of a homegrown security outfit in Benue State the reality it is today. In a way, there can be no doubt that this is also a sobering day, because this is a mission that would have been unnecessary had the federal government authorities been serious about its constitutional mandate of security in lives and property of all Nigerians by mobilizing a robust response to the terrorism and banditry that has created nationwide nationwide insecurity. It is in response to this failure of the federal government that the responsible state government have been forced to step up to complement the efforts of the official security of our state. As a state government, this is one expensive investment that we have preferred to avoid if it was not forced upon us by the perpetual siege that has mounted on our land by vicious Fulani terrorists. Benue State, with well-aimed nickname as the food basket of the nation, with its arable land and large bodies of fresh water, is now under threat of conquest and occupation by these Fulani terrorists. The genocidal terrorists have consistently attacked hundreds of Benue communities, burning, killings, raping, maiming thousands of persons, and committing other unspeakable atrocities. Their reign of terror has led to the displacement of over 1.5 million persons from their ancestral land and communities who are now living in internal displaced persons camp. For the avoidance of doubt, these are not even standard camps that we have set up here. We couldn't afford standard camps. Our people are living in primary schools. They are living in dilapidated structures. They are living in uncompleted buildings as their homes. And in most cases, because of our nature as people who are farmers and are also polygamous families. 4 wives with 20 children, you're living in a displaced camps. A primary school that do not have enough toilet facilities, that do not have the facilities to accommodate them. No privacy. Our people are living there. It is very painful for those of us who are grassroots people and are passionate about our people. Although this campaign of terror has now spread across Nigeria, Benue State has been specifically targeted because of the historic episode of 1804 that our forefathers stopped the jihad from spreading down the southern part of our country. But also because my administration of its insistence on the rule of law rather than rule of terror, and for always standing with my people in their refusal to surrender their land, identity, and Judeo-Christian faith, and other values to the Islamization agenda that is going on in our country today. As you're already aware, I signed the Open Grazing and Prohibition and Ranching Law Act of May 2022-2017, with November 2017 as its effective date for implementation. This law sought to end open grazing and provide for the establishment of ranching in Benue State as the global best practice in animal husbandry. The law was our definitive attempt to end the constant invasion and destruction of local communities and farms by Fulani herdsmen, the destruction of, after several peace dialogues, failed to restore peace. The passing of the new law followed an extensive process of consultation and deliberation involving all stakeholders. After the law was signed, we allowed a further half year of preparation and transition. Yet, when the law became effective following the 6 months moratorium, the Fulani Socio-Cultural Organization, known as Meati Alakot and Hore, known as Fulani Nationality Movement, came out in a press conference vowing to make it unenforceable and our state ungovernable. A month later, they launched a new wave of attack across the state, killing over more than 73 persons in one attack alone. On the 24th April 2018, 2 Catholic priests, Father Joseph God, Father Felix Chola of St. Ignatius Catholic Church, and 15 other parishioners, when they went to worship in their church at Ayama Ibalom in Gwe East local government of Benue State, were attacked and killed. The attack happened during the early morning mass and the recurrent wanton attacks by terrorist Fulanis on unarmed and innocent people of Benue State has claimed over 5,000 lives from 2011 to date. It's on record. Anybody who is in doubt can go and check. Today in Nigeria, Nigeria's security architecture is gasping for breath, and as nobody is safe anymore. You can't travel by air, you can't travel by rail, you can't travel by road, and you can't travel on your own. This is sad. The worsening insecurity in the country has complicated Benue State's security situation as other forms of criminality have started creeping in due to the federal government's refusal to decisively address insecurity. It is owing to this failure that Benue State government, under my watch, decided to revisit the Benue State Community Volunteer Guard, which was enacted in 2000, that is 2000, under the leadership of Governor George Akume, though it was not implemented. That was why we visited this law again and sought to see how we can involve the indigenous people to help us eliminate the level of insecurity that we have in our state. This law is meant to complement the conventional security agencies in the state to address emerging security issues. The law had to be amended by my administration to pave way for the volunteer guards to assist the conventional security agencies to curb insecurity in Benue State. By the provisions of the new law, the Benue State Community Volunteer Guards can therefore now carry legally approved weapons, which we have duly provided and we will provide. In addition, given the fact that the federal government has consistently failed to disarm the Fulani terrorists who have consistently maimed, killed our people at will, the state government is going to apply for license to legally procure AK-47, AK-49, and other explosives and other sophisticated weapons for Benue State volunteer guards to enable them tackle these murderous activities effectively. Yes, we believe in the rule of law. We are law-abiding. And so we are going to apply to the president to ensure that since they cannot disarm Fulani herdsmen with AK-47 and AK-49 and other explosives and other sophisticated weapons, they should also oblige us. President Muhammadu Buhari must also give us license to fight this evil that is going on in our society. To this, effectively, the Benue State government had approved a 2-week capacity building program for the 500 personnel of the community volunteer guards to learn some basic paramilitary aspects. The training, which began on the 29th June 2022 with 500 participants drawn from the 23 local government areas and the 3 senatorial districts, ended up on the 12th July 2022. A date for batch 2 would also be announced as soon as possible. This August, the batch 2 of the community volunteer guards will be recruited and trained in the same manner that we have done. And we shall continue to engage our people who are from the communities, because we are not willing to surrender our land to terrorist Fulani men. We are ready to fight them headlong. It is better we fight them with the last pint of our blood. We are not going to allow them. Those who are coming to lay siege on us and attack us, it is a matter of time. One day is for the owner. Several days can be for the criminals and thieves. But I tell you that one day they will also meet us, and we are ready to confront them. As we witness the passing out of parade of these able-bodied young men and women, we believe that the security will improve in Benue State. Similarly, the issue of banditry, kidnapping, robbery, etc., and most of all, the issue of terrorist herdsmen attack will be reduced to the barest minimum. Let me add here that the operations of the Benue State Community Volunteer Guards would be strictly guided by the Benue State Community Volunteer Guard law. Any personnel found operating outside the law would be shown the way out. Not just shown the way out, you will be prosecuted. We are law-abiding people. And we do not subscribe to the issue of lawlessness, because lawlessness will bring anarchy. And once anarchy comes in, nobody will be safe again. So I guide and counsel my community volunteer guards, you must be law-abiding. You do not have the powers of the police, of the army, the civil defense, or the DSS. So at all times, you must just work to complement what the conventional security men are doing as law-abiding and state. Don't go outside your rules of engagement. I'm ready to stand with you and to support you. My government is ready to stand with you and to support you to the extent that you're law-abiding. Don't go outside the law. It is gratifying to know that the Benue State government has procured 30 operational vehicles, 200 communication gadgets to enable the volunteer guards function maximally. And we are also going to provide minimum weapons that are lawful to our country to support you to operate. The success we achieved today would not have been possible without the cooperation of other conventional security agencies in Benue State. The Benue State government and the good people of Benue State would not easily forget your various contributions towards ensuring a safer Benue State and your various contributions towards this enviable project. I assure you that the volunteer guards will also work in collaboration with your agencies to fight crime and criminality and to provide timely intelligence and effective response to all security matters in order to win the war on insecurity in our beloved state. The Benue State Community Volunteer Guards represent your modest attempts to support our communities in their daily struggle to escape the worst of atrocities of the terrorist Fulani herdsmen. Let me reiterate that these unpaid volunteer guards are socially responsible citizens that have stepped out to complement the work of the professional federal security agencies as may be agreed with these agencies. They will not compete or substitute for those security agencies, but will instead cooperate, coordinate, cooperate with or collaborate with them as appropriate to safeguard this and secure our communities. We expect to strengthen the guards in their numbers, training and equipment and resources provide and is available. One thing we can assure our community volunteer guards is that we're not going to leave them alone. This government of Benue State, led by Governor Samuel Ortom, will support you to support in this assignment to secure our land. I therefore appeal to all the good people of Benue State to cooperate with the volunteer guards by providing information that will assist them in their discharge of their duties. Remember, security is the business of everybody and every one of us as we individually, collectively work towards safeguarding our communities in particular and other members of our dear state in general. Thank you all for coming. God bless you. God bless Benue State. God bless Nigeria. God bless you all.
Your Excellency, we now invite you to do the commissioning of the vehicles and the gadgets very quickly. Hello, please. Hello, please. Because of time, we quickly invite His Excellency to do.
I hereby, as Governor of Benue State, and the entire people of Benue State, commission those vehicles you see there that will be given to the 23 local governments and the state officials of the volunteer guards, and the motorcycles that are here to go to the hinterland where vehicle cannot accept. I commission them in the name of the Father, the name of the Son, and the name of the Holy Spirit. Thank you, and God bless you all.
All right. We now, Your Excellency will now take the 3 hearty cheers from the entire parade. At the same time, the matron of the parade, while His Excellency still mans the saluting dice to take the salutes.
Parade Commander.
Parade Commander, please. Your men should still be
on at ease and even stand easy. His Excellency will quickly walk over there. Meanwhile, the commandant of the... Please, every other person remain. Please, every other person remain. Please. Please, no pretending of please.
So I commission this vehicle in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, and the Holy Spirit for the use of the community volunteer guards.
His Excellency is now slice the emblem into two, signifying its commissioning. The governor himself is going to test one of the vehicles. His Excellency in the vehicle, inspecting the vehicle with the special advisor on security matters. One very important fact is the fact that His Excellency is promoting indigenous companies with purchase of IVM. Yes, His Excellency himself showing that he's indeed an expert when it comes to this. He is driving himself. Every other person maintain. His Excellency is a short driver. His Excellency is still displaying those skills of many years at the Boko Motorbike. Imagine this guy catching with Boko. Oh my goodness, please allow him to drive well. Vehicles purchased right here in Nigeria, made here in Nigeria, and this is indeed an purchased in Nigeria, patronizing Nigerian homemade. Please, Sasaban, all of you move away from the parade arena. Sasaban, move away from the parade arena. Sasaban, please. Please, all please, let's be more arranged. We now take the three hearty chairs. Please, first men there, move away, please. Let's be more orderly. Parade commander. The parade commander marching forward to take orders from the reviewing officer, Master Warrant Officer Samuel Ali, retired. He has sought permission and it has been granted by the reviewing officer, His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Benue State, Dr. Samuel Uriah Ortom. And moving back, he is now going to change the parade arrangement of his parade. They will retake and then they will march out and march on while His Excellency will take their salutes. Having his eyes gazed at this admiration, please, every of us, may we adjust. Watching to his amazement and admiration is the SSG of Benue State, Professor Tony Johon, SAN, the chairman of the Benue State Local Government Service Commission, Chief Dr. Ben Meladu, watching and really admiring all that is going on. Please, we like to request for adjustments by those standing in the arena. All the political supporters, please adjust to allow the parade have their way. Please.
For some ex-servicemen here in Benue State, as they see this march past and parade being displayed, it reminds them of the
years they spent while serving Nigeria, our fatherland. Indeed, the civilian general taking the salutes